18th century England, cattle breeder Robert Bakewell developed a revolutionary system of close and intensive breeding based on the principle that like begets like. To test his bulls, Bakewell leased them to his neighbors and observed the results. He then selected the best bulls for his own breeding program. Bakewell, and all the best stockmen ever since, have used this principle to improve their herds over successive generations. The legacy of this early work has survived as the first rule of selective breeding: breed the best with the best. Today, building on what pioneers like Bakewell started, conscientious Angus breeders have access to more genetic and performance information than at any time in history. The information is available through the American Angus Association's Angus Herd Improvement Records Program and condensed in the Sire Evaluation Report. Easy to understand, simple to use, and extremely accurate, the Angus Sire Evaluation Report gives cattle producers a breeding tool of incredible power. It provides a way to evaluate the genetic potential of a bull for a variety of easily measured traits, and it compares him with other Angus bulls across the country. Producers with well-defined breeding goals have used the system to improve both their herds and their profits for well over a decade. The program is based on a proven principle. When two bulls are tested along with a previously evaluated sire, the results provide a fair comparison between the animals, even though they might be raised and tested under different environmental conditions. The widespread use of artificial insemination has allowed animal breeders to link together herds throughout the country and compare them for genetic values. The National Sire Evaluation Report, published twice each year, is based on objective evaluations of more than 3 million performance records. With this comprehensive document in hand, breeders can develop specification seed stock with predictable genetic potential. Seed stock that commercial cow-calf producers can use to breed cattle that will meet the changing demands of the beef industry. Let's take a look at how you might go about selecting a herd bull to match your operation. The first step is to define what you want a bull to do for you. If your calves are sold at weaning and no replacement females are kept, then the most important genetic consideration will be weaning weight. If steer calves are sold and replacement heifers are retained, then an optimum balance between weaning weight and milk production would be best. If, however, you feed out steers and keep no replacement heifers, then yearling weight would determine your selection of a bull. Operations that sell some calves at weaning, keep their own replacement females, and retain ownership of some cattle through the feedlot need a balance of traits that are as high as practical in all areas. Developing a plan is the most difficult part of the process. But once you've plotted a course for the future of your herd, Sire evaluation data is the compass that will guide you to your destination. Sire evaluation rates a bull's potential based on birth weight, weaning weight, milk production of his daughters, and yearling weight. These figures are expressed in terms of an expected progeny difference, or EPD, and an accuracy value, abbreviated ACC. The EPD is simply a computer-generated prediction of an animal's genetic merit based on several sources. Expressed in pounds for easy comparison, it predicts how you can expect future progeny of a bull to perform in each of the 4 traits listed. A plus figure for an EPD tells you how much above average that animal is for the Angus breed. A minus figure indicates below average performance for that particular trait. Regardless of the scenario, cattlemen must remember that beef production starts at the birth process. Without live birth, the other traits are meaningless. Comparing expected progeny differences between two bulls is the best method available to determine which will be most likely to pass on the hereditary traits your herd needs. The EPD works like this. Let's say that yearling weight is the criteria for bull selection, and you're considering two bulls. Bull A has a yearling EPD of plus 50 pounds, and Bull B has a yearling EPD of plus 30 pounds. We'll assume that the accuracy value of the EPDs on each bull is equal. If both of these bulls were used on a sufficient number of cows, Bull A could be expected to have an average yearling progeny advantage of 20 pounds over Bull B. The same principle applies to birth weight, weaning weight, and maternal milk production. Accuracy numbers tell a breeder how much confidence he can have in a bull's expected progeny difference rating. The higher the accuracy value, the more dependable the EPD. The more progeny a bull has that are evaluated, the higher the accuracy number. If you want to try young, unproven bulls, your best chance of picking a winner is to look for bulls with desirable EPDs, even though their accuracy values are low. Although animals with low EPDs can occasionally turn out to be outstanding, the odds are against them. Success in any endeavor has always revolved around access to information. In the history of cattle breeding, one of the biggest challenges has traditionally been selecting sires, in knowing which animals are best for a specific trait. Today, because of the American Angus Association's computer-based Sire Evaluation Program, that task is easier and more predictable than ever before. Whether you're a breeder or a commercial cattle producer, once you've defined your goals, the Sire Evaluation Program gives you a scientific breeding tool, the power of which pioneers like Robert Bakewell couldn't even imagine. Sire Evaluation makes it possible for you to match your best with the best from across the country, allowing you to make decisions based on information that is as important for stockmen today as it was for Bakewell over 2 centuries ago. Because when it comes to cattle, heredity, and sire selection, the inescapable law of nature is really very simple. Like begets like.